So I'm making an absolute mess pretending to be an electrician because I've actually got no idea what I'm doing. Alright legends, we are working on my Calais again. I've just got it back from the mechanics. They've done the roadworthy check and stuff on it, so I've had that all passed off. So now, yeah, it's time to start making it look cool. I've got my airbag suspension over to my left. Yeah, we're going to be reinstalling that. And then I've got my Simmons next door. Yeah, we'll put the Simmons back on it, put the bags in, and then I've got a little trick up my sleeve. Not sure if we'll get it in this video or not, but yeah, that'll be pretty cool, but we'll see whether I can get that done in this video or whether we get this video out first. But anyway, if you want to see a full in-depth video of fitting airbags into this car, I have a video on the channel, so you can go back and watch that so you can get yeah, a bit of the idea of that whole installation of we did the airbags and the front coilovers. But yeah, in this episode I'll be kind of jumping through it a little bit because we're just reinstalling them and then doing the Simmons and then yeah, maybe something else. But anyway, let's get into it.
Like some big Allen keys here, mate.
Yeah, they're my weights.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, should be ones with that power extension.
Do you know what you can do to scratch that edge? Put some nice new headlights on it.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in.
Black Calais headlights. That'll make you go, is looking mint now.
Yeah.
And it's also Alright guys, I am looking for a VL and I don't care what the body is like. If you got one, feel free to email me, message me, or whatever. Or Facebook or whatever.
There it goes, there he is. Alright, which one would you rather? Black Betty.
Oh yeah.
Right, so far out, I bloody was bolting the fuel tank. I had to unbolt the fuel tank to bolt in all the airbag system in the back, just to drop it a little bit, just so I can get to the bolts. And I undone it a little bit too much. Like I've done this so many times in so many cars, never ever had a problem. My own car though, do it. I'm like, should I put a strap around that? I usually put the transmission jack underneath it. I thought, no, I'll be right. There's no need. It's never been a problem. I literally turn around, go to the bench, bam, fuel tank falls out, smashes on the ground, breaks the fuel pump. Anyway, so I've bought a new fuel pump. Hopefully it's the right one. It's in the box behind me. There. So yeah, I'm about to hopefully just swap this fuel pump out, put the fuel tank back in, because we are a fuel pump off pretty much having this car ready to go. I was missing the top nuts for the airbags, and stupidly enough, you can't buy them. So I actually had to have them custom made at an engineering shop. It cost me $100 to have 4 made because I was going to get 2. And he said it's $100, and I said how much would it be if I got 4? And he said it's $100. I went cool, I'll take 4 then. So at least I got some spares if that ever happens again. But yeah, so I got I've got the most expensive nuts in the world. Anyway. Yeah, and then once we can get because once the airbags are basically, I just need to put those nuts on, put the airline back in, and then I'm pretty sure the airbag, like the suspension kit's back together I think. I'm pretty sure. I'll just check over everything, and then I'll need to get the Simmons from next door. I just ordered some HSV center caps for them. I got 2 different sizes because I wasn't sure if they were 60 or 63, so I ordered both. Hopefully they're one of them. And yeah, we'll throw the Simmons on it, and then get it off the hoist and check it out. Make sure she's all good, and if it is, it's going to be going back home for a little bit. So yeah, because I've got not much space in this factory, and I want to start doing the turbo kit on the mini truck, so I need to get rid of some of my cars. So the Stato is currently at home, and I want to get that back here. But yeah, the Calais can go home, that's fine. And then, like, obviously I've been working on my new, you might not have seen that video yet, so I bought a new car, and if I have seen it, if it's out before this, well then, beauty. But if you don't know what it is, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch that video. Anyway, let's get into it. Well, that's done. Got no leaks. Yeah, fuel pump fit, plugged in. Fuel pump is working, plugged in, all is cool. I'm glad that was, I knew it was an easy fix because they're not a hard fuel pump and change, but it was $200, so yeah. It was a bit of a mistake that I hope to never do again. But anyway, now we can finish off this airbag kit, test that that's working, and then I actually forgot, but I bought some. My phone's ringing, but I actually forgot, but I bought some dump tips for it, some big ones. I think they're like twin 2.5, so might be twin 3s. They're pretty big. But yeah, we'll be fitting them right next to where we had a fuel leak, so that's a great idea. So these are the nuts I got made up. I don't know how close I can get to that as far as quality, but they've done a ripper job. That was the original one, and those are the ones that made me. But they won't fit on with the fitting on there. I knew it was going to be touch and go, but it's just not grabbing. So I'm going to have to take the fittings out of the airbags and then put them back in after I've bolted them down. But anyway. I'm just welding away, laughing and thinking in my head how I built my boards always in these thongs, welding away. Next minute, I'm like, oh, I'm not in my thongs, but I'm in my version of thongs. Oh yeah, look at those bad boys. Yep. Just saying, real men wear slippers. Just a fact. Don't hate me for it. Alright legends, I have some bad news. I've got some funny news too. I watch a guy called, I built, not bought, and then through that I've seen a guy called Poolies who has like a gold cruiser. I'm not good with the model of Land Cruisers they are, but it's lifted gold. You'd know the cruiser if you watch YouTube. I seen him in Warm Ponds maybe a month ago, like his car was parked there. And then ironically, he literally just drove past my factory and went into the factories next to me. So that could be exciting if he's in there. But anyway, I've got some bad news. So I started filming this. I bought this car off my customer maybe 2 months ago or something, maybe it could be 3 months ago. He was having trouble selling it, and I actually liked the car, and I airbagged this thing a year ago, so I thought, oh, what's got the airbag kit and stuff in it? So anyway, I bought it off him, had the airbags out of it because I'd removed them for him so he could get a roadworthy, and then and then I was like, oh, I'll just whack them back in, and then I've got a bagged Calais. So I'm going to put the airbag kit back in, doesn't work. So unfortunately, we have had problems with this kit from the start. We took it back out, sent it back there, they fixed it, which we thought was just the remote. I'm not sure what the problem was in the end. And then we got it back in and it's been fine. Now I've gone and put it back in again and it's playing up. Now I'm a dealer for this the place that I bought this kit off, so I kind of feel bad mentioning this, but at the same time I've given them multiple chances to give me some replacement parts for this. I haven't pushed the fact. It's not like I've gone, oh, this should be covered under warranty or anything like that, because I'm not like that. I've given them the opportunity to bring it up with me, but they just haven't. So I've actually had to go out and buy parts to get this done because they could only sell me a kit, not bits and pieces. So I'm out of pocket about $500, and I've got to then also redo this kit myself. So yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed about it, and I'm not going to stop buying these guys' products because they're really good products, and the reason that they discontinued the kit that's in this car is because they were having issues with it. So I can appreciate that, but at the same time, I think that it's only been in the car for maybe a year. It should have been covered under warranty, and they should have just sent me out a replacement kit, especially because I'm someone who's trying to push their business. It's not like I'm just some dude that's bought a couple kits off them and then that's it. Like, I'm trying to really grow this business and grow this business with them, which is KS Racing. And yeah, I really would hope to continue to do good business with them because I love their products. But yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating that I didn't come to the table as far as offering to replace the parts that were faulty in the car or replace the kit. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what's going to be in this video as well. Originally this was just going to be putting the wheels in, putting the bags back in and getting it on the road. And then I was going to be putting a custom interior in it, but unfortunately I'm about to go away to the snow. So my custom interior money has gone to my ski trip because that stuff is expensive. But I do want to put a leather Colson kit in these. I think it's about $5,000, but I'm going to keep my eye out for a second-hand set. But if not, I'll end up buying a new one. And I want to do black roof lining and stuff in it. I'm probably actually going to leave this as a V6. I was going to pull it out, like do a twin turbo, but if you look at the cars that I have, I've already got so many cars that are costing me so much money. I actually would like to have a car that I can just get in, start it, drive around, and don't have to be silly in it because it's a V6. So it's like you're not going to be out there doing skids or trying to be quick or whatever. So I think it's actually a good car that I can go, chuck the boys in, go out for dinner, cruise around. So I want to make it look really cool, but I don't care at all about it being fast. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to pull out the airbag kit now and just see what I can reuse. It comes with 2 tanks. Basically, one tank has the actuators in it and the other one's just a storage tank. So the tank that has the actuators in it, I think I'm going to have to turf because I don't think I can use it without it activating. I'll see. It might pump air between the two, and if it does, then that's awesome, and I'll just put a T-piece in and run it to the valve block. But if it doesn't, I'm going to have to, which I think it does actually, to be honest. I think the outlet line's on the other side of the tank, so actually I should be able to use both tanks as storage, run it into there. It's just that it won't, once I disconnect, it won't shoot air out of that line that then did go to the airbag. So it should be okay. I should be able to use both tanks, which would be good because then you can go up and down a few times without it running out of air. I am talking crap. You know, Hudson would say, Remy, you're talking nonsense. But anyway, yeah, let's get into this kit. And the bit that I'm annoyed about is it's such a nice looking boot install that now I'm going to have to mess all that up and change all the bits. So yeah, I am a little bit frustrated, and I'm sure that's coming out in this video a bit, but what do? I'm trying to be transparent with you guys, and if I buy stuff that doesn't work, I don't want to pretend like it did work and then it's awesome and you should buy it off me. I mean, you can't buy this kit anymore because they've discontinued it. They've got a new style of kits. Which is, I'm happy about that because they're using a VU2 valve lock and stuff now, which is like what I'm used to, and I think it's a much better way of running airbags rather than having the valve lock in the tank. It doesn't really make any sense. But anyway, I need to stop talking. Let's get in on. man, so I was ready to start putting in the airlines and then I could start doing the wiring side of it. I went to plug it in and they give me 10mm fittings instead of 8mm fittings, which I should have picked up myself, but I've had a busy day on the phone running the other business and stuff, and yeah, anyway, just my head's not right in it. So I just went back to Pertec for the third time today and got all new fittings so that I can change out a few of the ones on this valve body so that I can hook these up. So I'll change them out now and then we can hopefully start doing some wiring. Anyway, back to it. So I've got pretty much all this ready to go. The airlines are just sitting here for the actual airlines because I've currently got air in the tyres. So I just want to keep it aired up. Until I'm ready to go. That way I can still at least get on the hoist if I have to. So yeah, I've pulled apart some trims inside the car and I'm going to start running some wiring. But then the next problem that we've got is I've got this harness that comes with the new gauge kit. And it's meant to go from the gauge where your switches are all the way back to the like your valve block, because that's where your pressure sensors are, and the wiring kit is literally like, I don't know, a meter long, meter and a half long. So I have got no idea how they expect you to be able to run that through the whole length of the car. So now I've got to chop them all and extend them so that I can get it from the back of the car all the way into the center console so that I can get that. So that's the next mission. I better get my soldering iron heating up. So I'm making an absolute mess pretending to be an electrician because I've actually got no idea what I'm doing, but hopefully it's not that complicated. I did ring my electrician and it sounds pretty straightforward, so hopefully I can't muck it up. So I've got this harness here laid out, so I reckon I've made it long enough to get to the car, but I just want to make sure of that. So before I cut the other end and put the other plugs back on, I want to run it through the car. But I'm also going to run a 7-core wire from the front of the car to the back because I've got to get the wiring for the valve block all the way to the back anyway. So I figured I'll just run a 7-core up to where the gauge is going to be with the switches, and then I can wire it all up there, and then I'll just come to the back of the car and then connect it up to the valve block because it's got the little plug and stuff that comes with the valve block here. So yeah, it's got to join up at the back of the car anyway, so I may as well get all that taped together and then run all together, and then we can get it up to the center console. And then basically all I'll tap in at the center console is accessory power for the gauge, and then probably my accessory power for the gauge, and so I'll have power, earth and accessories at the console for the switches and the gauge, but then everything else will just then run to the back of the car, and then we'll hook it up at the back of the car, which hopefully should give me, by the time I do all that, my goop should be dry on all these air fittings, and then we can hook that up and do that. But this might end up being tomorrow because it's currently Friday afternoon and I kind of want to go home and chill out because Friday afternoon is my one to find. Friday afternoons and Sunday afternoons are the only times I let myself have a normal day. All the other days I do 16 hours, so yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to going to, we do a thing called FCF, which is Fat Something Fridays, and you guys can work that one out. And so yeah, we ought to take away and chill out at home. Yeah, but it's currently 5 o'clock now, so I think by the time I join this 7-core wire together, it'll be pretty close to time to call it for the day. So yeah, and then we can pack up and then I'll get into my cars tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, it'll be the same video for you guys, so I'll see you in a sec. I've got all the wiring run into the back of the car. It's ready to hook up to these switches, but what I'm going to do, yeah, I've got it all run in here, run across under the console, and then it's all coming up into here. Because basically what I'm going to do to mount it is I've got this center console trim. I'm going to pull this apart and then mount that in there. So I'll cut all the back out of that. Basically I'm just using this as a mount. Yeah, so I'll mount that in there. I can wire up all the switches and stuff. Shut up, bird. Yeah, I can mount all the switches and get it on the gauge and get it all ready to go, and then basically we can just put it in the car and plug it all up. So, but yeah, so I'm just about to start mucking around with that. So I've got pretty much everything ready to go. Well, I've just got to yeah, pull that apart. I'll get the switches in there and then wire all that up so it's good to go, and then we'll go into the car and we'll wire up that side of it and put it, and we'll just sit it in there. We won't screw it in there for now, so at least I got access. Then we'll come to the back of the car and wire up the valve body, and then yeah, and then we'll test it all, make sure it's all working, and then I'll go through and neaten up the cable and put all the interior and stuff back together once I know the airbags are fully working. Yeah, so we're making some progress. Now I don't think there's much soldering to do anymore. I think it's all just clamps, but I'll leave my soldering iron on half temp so that it's sort of pre-ready to go. Anyway, let's get into it. I'll tell you what, I am not the guy for wiring, really. You know, if I can do wiring, it means you can do wiring, because, yeah. I mean, when it gets pretty complex, it's pretty hard, but when you're wiring an airbag kit for an electrician, I'm sure is an easy job. But for me, I've really got to think about it. But I've done it all seems to be working, so that's great. So now it's time to start neatening up all the wiring. We can put all the console and stuff back together, and yeah, start reassembly. So pretty exciting. The gauge works awesome. I actually really like it. So I'm thinking I'm going to buy a bunch of these and then offer it as a upgrade, because the kits that I sell only come as wireless, but obviously not everyone wants wireless. So I'm thinking I'm going to have an upgrade where you can upgrade to switches with a gauge, because the problem with the wireless is you can't, if you download the app, another app, then you can run it all off your phone, which is pretty cool. And a lot of people probably into that, because the other thing is too, then as far as being in the car, there's no gauges and stuff that people can see to know that it's got airbags. But the downside, yeah, is it runs off an app, and then you kind of like don't really have a backup plan when things go wrong, like the wireless remote buggering up in this thing has, like, yeah, it's just been a nightmare. But yeah, it's all coming together and it's all hardwired, and me personally, I'd rather have a hardwired switch with some gauges so I know what height I'm at. But yeah, anyway, pretty excited. It's all gone well, and yeah, let's start reassembly. All right, legends, that's it for this video. I've finished putting the airbags back in. It's all working, tested, and yeah, now I was gonna take it for a drive, but unfortunately it's got no fuel, so I'm gonna have to get a jerry can and fill that up a bit, so at least I can get it to the servo without running out. But yeah, I've made an absolute mess of my shop, so I'm gonna clean that up now and then get stuck into the next job. So yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.